What is up, YouTube? I wasn't planning to record today, but I just felt like it. So I'm pulling out my phone, filming a video. So I wanted to give my opinions about, Joe Frazier's friend Jack. I'll throw up some pictures of his 30-day body transformation. So, of course, everything is my opinion. I'm just giving my thoughts because pretty much everyone's seen the video. It is a great video, great transformation. And I'll just be saying my opinion, so that's it. I will link the original video down below if you guys haven't checked that out, but let's be real, everybody's watched it. Okay, so pretty much the story is Joe Frazier's friend Jack wanted to, bulk up. He wanted to build some muscle. We'll say that. So he did a 3-day body transfer. 3 days a week, full body workout. 3,500 calories. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. He weighed 135 pounds. Pretty average. I don't know how old he was. In his teens somewhere. Between the ages of 14 and 17, we'll say that. So, yeah, pretty much that's what it is. He was able to bench press his strength increased by 50%, and he put on 13 pounds of muscle. So when I first watched that video, I was impressed. I was definitely impressed, but it didn't really occur to me since Joe Frazier, he's 17 years old, I think. He has a lot of great knowledge. He knows a lot about nutrition and working out. So I'm like, wow, Joe Frazier must be a good coach, which I'm sure he is. But then Greg Doucette made a video reacting to his body transformation. He said it was amazing. 30 days, and not a lot of people are that motivated to do that. So that's great that Joe Frazier's friend Jack was motivated enough to go to the gym and build his body. Okay, so now we're getting to the more juicy, intense part. Let's get to it. Greg does not think he's natural, and that didn't really occur to me that he would be taking any PEDs, especially because it's your first. When you first start working out, you really. I don't really think people. I didn't think people would do that. Certainly not because it's bad. It's just because they're expensive, and nobody really cares enough to take any performance-enhancing drugs. Which, if he did, that's completely fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't take steroids, SARMs, whatever you want. Your first month of working out, if you do, that's totally fine. But we'll just be discussing if he's natural. So basically, it never said natural on his. It never said natural in the title, just said 30-day body transformation, and then pretty much everyone is like, oh, he must be on steroids. And then he made a follow-up video asking his friend if he was on steroids, which his friend said no. And do I believe that he wasn't on steroids? Yeah, I do. There are so many other drugs that are stronger or weaker than steroids. It could be SARMs. Pretty much that's the most popular one because people think it's safer, which I don't know. Maybe. If it's 1% safer, they advertise it safer, it doesn't really matter. So, and SARMs, they're certainly not cheap, they're expensive. I don't know his financial situation, but if you can afford it, they're super easy to get. Most, this was in the UK, I know certainly like you can just buy them at supplement stores in America. You don't even need a subscription. You don't need a, sorry, not a subscription, a prescription. That's what I meant to say. You don't need a doctor to prescribe you it. You can just buy it on the shelves at a supplement store in America, at least you can. Okay, so 13, and then another thing he said in the video was, oh, well, we never said it was all muscle, which he's right, he never said it was all muscle, but again, 13 pounds, and the other thing that was suspicious about it, I'll throw up the before and after pictures, but he also, not only did he gain muscle, but he also shredded down at the same time. So he's lower body fat percentage, and he gained muscle at the same time in 30 months. Another thing, people were like, oh, well, he can bench his body weight for 1 reps. He must be on steroids. And it's like, no, most people who are already athletes, if they play soccer, football, basketball, baseball, tennis, track, whatever it is, they're already, like, they're certainly not fat or obese, because, I mean, they're already burning a lot of calories, so they can bench their weight because they're not fat. If you bring a 300-pound fatso who's never lifted weights in his life, and then you get them to bench 300 pounds, that is a lot harder than just making someone who's never been to the gym, but they're still an athlete, making them bench 135 pounds for 1 rep. Benching their body weight for 1 rep, most skinny people can do that. Most of them can. I mean, if you can't, you're just weak. I mean, there's really no other way to say that, but yeah, there's no red flags at all. Skinny guy benching his body weight for 1 reps, that's normal. If you can't, you're weak. His strength went up 50%. Again, completely normal for your first month. Yeah. So really the only red flag, I guess, is the physique. And then Joe Frazier made a follow-up video on his Instagram story, basically saying that, oh no, his friend was completely natural, which maybe Joe Frazier, I know for a fact Joe Frazier is natural. His first video he filmed, it was like a transformation, 1-year transformation, a 2-year transformation. He made some progress, but again, Joe Frazier's natural. It took him a while. It took him like 3 years, 4 years to look where he's at now. Picture right here. I'll throw a picture right there. I'll throw a before and after picture of Joe Frazier on the screen right now as well. I really have nothing else to say. I guess, okay, actually no, I'll talk about Joe Frazier. So he said his friend is natural. Which, maybe Joe Frazier believes his friend is natural. His friend may have not told him he was taking performance-enhancing drugs, which is fine. You don't have to tell your coach everything that you're taking. But I guess what was going through my head is when I first started lifting weights, this guy put on more muscle in a month than I did in a year. I will clarify though, if I knew what I was doing in the gym, I could put on 13 pounds in a year, but I didn't. I was pretty much just doing bicep curls and bench press with terrible form, and shocker, I didn't put on 13 pounds of muscle in a year. But now I actually know what I'm doing, luckily. So yeah, do I believe Joe Frazier's friend's body transformation is natural? I'm going to say no. When I first saw it, I'm like, okay, fine, I guess so. But then Greg Doucette, who's actually educated on anabolics, said that he wasn't natural, which Oh, actually, Greg also made another point. I should have mentioned this earlier. When you take performance-enhancing drugs, you get a 10 times, you improve 10 times faster, pretty much. You build muscle 10 times faster. So what that would mean is, let's say he wasn't on performance-enhancing drugs, and then all of a sudden he were to take it, instead of gaining 13 pounds of muscle naturally in a month, he would be gaining 130 pounds of muscle in a month. When I watched the video the first time, I wasn't really thinking about that, but Greg is absolutely right. So 130 pounds in a month, that would be like he'd turn into Mr. Olympia in no time. Which, again, someone like an ectomorph, like his body type, I guess that's me. Sadly, I will never be a Mr. Olympia. Never. It's sad. I know. Anyway, I'll wrap the video up. If you are curious, I will link Greg Doucette's video and Joe Frazier's video. I wish it would be cool if, like, his friend actually came out and said what he's taking, because 13 pounds, even with performance-enhancing drugs, with his body type, is very, very impressive. So maybe you could give tips to other people about, like, what enhancements to take to really take that next step. I think that would be really cool if he would actually talk about it. Okay, anyway, subscribe to my channel. Comment if you have a recommendation about a future video. Gaming live streams coming soon, PC builds coming soon, phone reviews coming soon, everything is coming soon. Okay, subscribe, bye.